Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little update on Sri Lanka based on the tourism side because this is Meshaun journeys after all. So we've been receiving a few calls, messages asking for the updates, asking how we are, how Sri Lanka is, and quite frankly, what Sri Lanka is what you see online on social media everywhere. Recently, SLTDA, the Tourism Development Authority, released um, a memo, sort of an announcement saying that it's fully operational for tourism, but that is in fact not the most accurate information that we can think of. What really happened was Sri Lanka was hit with a cyclone, quite unexpected. After so many years, last this sort of a flood situation happened somewhere around 2016 or 17. So suddenly there was some cyclone that happened in the Bay of Bengal, um, and this started off from the south of Sri Lanka, southeast, and continued towards the north while damaging a lot of the country. There was heavy rains and really strong winds throughout, and the hillside, especially the areas like Kandy, Norelia, Alla, Badulla, the Uva province, the central province, those areas were heavily damaged. And even still, right now, there are tourists who are trapped in the Norelia region because they are unable to come back to Colombo or even to their flights. So that is the bitter truth. The roads are heavily damaged. There are some landslides, like especially in the Norelia to Kandy Road and also the Norelia to Colombo Road. And the police, the disaster management control, everybody they are working really hard, tirelessly to bring the situation to a controllable place. Luckily, the cyclone passed Sri Lanka, and um, today marks a day for Sri Lanka without the heavy rains or the strong winds. After a few days of continuous rains and strong winds, Sri Lanka is out of that continuous pouring rain, and now there is the damage control and, of course, getting back to normal. There are so many flood situations, you can see it, but the thing is, for tourists wise, I'm not going to talk about Sri Lanka in general because that's something really vast and way above what we do here for tourists. But for the tourist side, what I can say is Sri Lanka is getting back to normal. It is not normal right now. Major national parks like Yala, Udavalava, Vaskamo, all these are closed because there are safety measures in place. And cultural sites like Sigiriya, Polonnaruwa are also closed. The train rides are not at all safe right now because of the heavy landslides, and it's in the mountain area, mostly the famous hill country train rides that's in the mountains. And there are so many precautions that need to be placed. The southern beaches are now quite open. Even we had tourists who were staying in Hikkadua, and today we had a couple who went to Yala, and it's sunny, really sunny. Even though the park is closed, many of the resorts they do the buffer zone safaris, they do guided nature walks, trails, everything. So tourists are not just stranded or isolated; they keep on enjoying the country. We had tourists who went to the golf fort. They did beach explorations. They saw the beautiful beaches. They went to the temples. So many places. Suburbs of Colombo are with a bit of warning for floods. This is something that I cannot comment right now, but the city area remains safe. The airport is operational. There are flight delays. There are flight delays happening in the Colombo airport, even for arrivals and also for departures. Um, so, if you are traveling to Sri Lanka right now, If there's a chance of postponing, I would say do that, because for the next week or so, Sri Lanka is not going to be the paradise you want to visit as a tourist destination. The Sri Lankan people are, as everybody says, resilient, and I personally say that Sri Lankans are a more happy-go-lucky type of people who will always find something better and who will come across every challenge and overcome all the obstacles. So for the next week or so, if you are planning to visit Sri Lanka, if you are planning to visit Sri Lanka for the tourism, to enjoy the beaches or go the train ride, to enjoy the safaris, wildlife, the culture, the history, it is not the best time that you should visit. Many of the hotels could be willing to change your dates without cancellation, and many of the places that you want to visit could be not fully functional, so you might go into a loss, you might feel not satisfied with your visit. I'm not saying don't visit Sri Lanka, but if you can postpone it at least for a week until the situation calms, until the authorities have a grip on the situation, because today they announced a state of emergency in the country because of the floods. There are people who are trapped in suburbs, in villages. There are floods. So that is a bit of update from Sri Lanka based on the tourism side. Something that I felt that we should be transparent with all our clients, tour operators, people who rely on Meshaun journeys or any DMC or any credible update about the country, rather than just saying, okay, Sri Lanka is quite open and welcoming tourists. Yes, of course, Sri Lanka is welcoming tourists, but the numbers don't just do the justice if you come to Sri Lanka and you don't get the whole experience, because Sri Lanka is, after all, it's always more than what you imagined. That is the motto of our company also. It's always more than you imagine. So if you're planning to visit Sri Lanka, you should always consult with your travel agent, tour operator, hotels. Have a bit of idea before visiting Sri Lanka, because it might take a few days at least to get everything on track. If you need more information, just DM us or connect to us. We'll be happy to help.